Welcome, my people. Like, follow, share, and subscribe to your boy, DJ Richard. Shout out to my sponsor, Mighty Healthy. You know what I'm saying? Been following me, my Trinidad family. You know what I'm saying? That's that good old CMOS. Specific vitamins and minerals that you won't get nowhere else. Highly healthy for you, too. Just in general. I think that's self-explanatory, but we're going to get right into what we got for today, which is, all right. Let me get a few people in here as we start the show. Like I say, appreciate y'all for coming. Like, follow, share, and subscribe. I guess right now I'll go ahead and play something. Let me go ahead and appease the crowd. And try to get in here, you can let your boy know I know what's going on. And, go from there.
So yesterday I said that good times create weak men. And how do you know you're a weak man? When you get so upset and hurt and need to go to your special quiet space because Palmetto State Armory is selling this. This is the Let's Go Brandon AR-15 lower. If you follow me on, used to be Getter, but they deleted me. If you follow me on Telegram and Parler, I have a link to those. But he thought these are terrible. Now I'm referring to Ken Dillion, who is a reporter with NBC. And this was his tweet yesterday at about 2:40 p.m. Exclusive. Gun dealers sell parts and ammo using anti-Biden meme. Let's go, Brandon. And then 10 minutes later, Tough Guy followed up with this tweet. I called the Secret Service about this. They had no comment. Now, Delane says that Let's Go, Brandon is a, quote, right-wing slogan and a sort of secret code. You little bitch. Now, to the snowflake reporter, Let's Go, Brandon is a threat to the president in his mind. That shows you how demented and ultra leftist this guy is. I bet he didn't say much when Kathy Griffin was holding up a head of President Donald Trump covered in blood, a severed head, right? That was cool. That was freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But laser engraved, Let's Go, Brandon on an AR lower? Oh my God. Mommy, help me. I think it's hilarious that the ultra leftists can't stand the fact that nobody really likes this Joe Biden guy. Nobody. If you look at the polls, his polls are at an all-time low. And then if you follow up on the rumors of what happened after he met the Pope, the guy just, I feel sorry for the guy. I really do. He doesn't have his faculties. It appears as though he has some issues with cognitive function in his brain. It's just bad. Like, it's bad. But hey, let's go, Brandon. Till we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, yourself, your friends, your community safe. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.
I'm so ready to play this right now. I want people to come on and I'm going to be playing this again. I know I am. I'm going to be playing this again. So, 1 second. Let me get a few people. Got to get a few people because I'm the only one watching. Like, follow, share, and subscribe to your boy. I'm the only one watching. Share. Please. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. I'm just gonna shine it out just what I can. Second. Go on. A few more. Really appreciate y'all for coming in. People came up in here. It's just about everybody that really wants to include. Okay.
Worthless mayor. This video is brought to you by The Officer Tatum Store. The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. If you want to get 20% off the store, put in Tatum IG. Tatum IG, get 20% off the entire store. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live and make a video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me you are I want to cuss. One more cuss button in. Tell me you are a crappy mayor without telling me you're a crappy mayor. If that was a meme, this is the perfect example of the person. I don't like talking bad about people like this, but my God, when you are put in a position to represent a community and you bash and cry for decades, we just need opportunities. You know, the white man is running our community down, and then you get an opportunity, and this is how you represent. Listen to this lady, Miss Defund the police herself. Listen to this lady. Listen to the background while she's speaking, and look at her reaction and her explanation to it. Don't listen to me. Roll the doggone film.
I did hear today from Brother L and Cure Violence is that, isn't that wonderful?
If she didn't miss a beat, St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones says it's because she's heard it before. Do you feel safe standing here right now?
Well, I hear gunshots in my neighborhood every night. My son and I fall asleep to the lullaby of gunshots. The
lullaby. Proud.
We fought. You are the mayor. You're the mayor of a city where you fall asleep to the lullabies of gunshots. And you proud of that? That's right. Listen, this is a talking point for it. Listen.
Distance every night because I'm the first mayor in over 20 years to be born, raised, and still live in North Cincinnati.
Born, raised, and still live here, and you ain't done to change nothing. You and your son still, you know what's weird to me, and I hope she's married. Don't look like she's married. Hope she's married. You and your son, you got your son in a situation where he's falling asleep to gunshots, and you're the mayor, and nothing has changed. Nothing. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then you want to defund the police. Listen to her.
Well, you defunded the police. I turn around and ask them, well, how do you think our current system is working?
Well, how do you think your system is going to work now? It's not that difficult. You don't defund the police. You fund the police. And if you believe they need more training, give them adequate support to train them better. You don't defund the police, cutting down on investigatory units. You know, obviously the ones that investigate DV and other stuff related to DV, and all the other things that people don't understand that go on police department, internet crimes, burglaries, assaults. I mean, a lot of these things are going to take a hit when you defund the police. Proactive policing will take a hit if you defund the police. When I was a police officer, we should drive around when we had time to proactively police because there was enough police officers in the field. We had handled all our calls. We drive around and we look for criminals. We're finding them. You pull up and catch the guy that got a restraining order. He's not even supposed to be here. But see, we wouldn't know he was there. We wouldn't have known he was there if we hadn't been driving around being proactive. I remember I caught a guy with a $200,000 warrant. He was involved in a home invasion. I just seen him at the store after hours. You know, I worked the midnight shift. I pull over. What's up, man? He got a $300,000 warrant. Home invasion suspect. People driving around at night when he's supposed to be asleep. Catch him on a traffic stop. This guy got 55,000 warrants. This guy was disinvolved in a hit and run. This is how you find criminals. You don't find criminals because you always being responsive. Meaning that it happens, you respond to it. It happens, you respond to it. Proactive policing is what makes people safe.
Right.
But when you're too dumb to understand anything, and your whole argument is that you're black.
You black my skin.
That you're black and you grew up in the city. That's your whole claim to fame.
Right.
And you with it. But you ain't doing nothing. Y'all defunding the police. St. Louis is the murder capital of the country per capita. The most murders in the country per capita is in St. Louis.
You proud.
And most of the murders are black people, people of color, like her. Worst place to live to be a black person is run by black people. I'm done. I'm done. The worst place to live for black people is run by another black person. Lullabies of gunshots in the background. I can't do it no more. Y'all comment in the comment section. Finish this conversation for me because I can't do it no more. Like and subscribe to the channel.
Gunshots
go to the
back.
Taylor store to get all the cool merch. Y'all know what it is.
Help me go to sleep. I hear that too in Northeast, but that's not what you don't say that. That's not what you say. They're not lullabies.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. About 20 minutes into the 2016 presidential campaign, it was pretty clear the American media were horribly addicted to Donald Trump. They hated Trump, obviously, but they also needed Trump in order to live. And that's the face of addiction. Have you ever seen a person grimace while gulping warm vodka before breakfast with shaky?
We didn't even know yet.
Ladies, look at me. Now look at your man. Now look back at me. Now look at your man once more.
My bad, y'all. We're about to go to something that you definitely need to see. One.
At QVC, we make the holidays delicious. We make the holidays beautiful. We make the holidays fun. Whatever you celebrate and however you want to celebrate it, we've got ideas.
All right, guys. So I absolutely love this story for a few reasons. One, because it shows that, even if, there's somebody and I disagree with their lifestyle choices, it shows that regardless of our differences, we can all come together and agree on what should be reasonable and allowed in certain segments of our society. Right? And two, this story is just absolutely hilarious. As Jacob Ingalls was ordered to stop reading from Genderqueer, a memoir, and when he didn't do it, the school board chair had him removed, okay? Because this book is apparently in classrooms, right? It's in, elementary school, middle school, like people are reading from this book, and apparently this book is so explicit that it could not be read at a school board meeting, but for some reason, it is in the classroom. Now, what I really love about this video is that this person, Mr. Ingalls, who's reading this book, is actually a part of the LGBTQ communities. So without further ado, I want you guys to actually watch what happened. Take a look.
You're out of bounds. It's unlawful what you're doing right now. There is something very concerning that I think just speaks to the whole disorder that's going on in this board. And I'm going to read a passage of the book that's floating around in your schools. It's been banned from many other schools. And as a member of the LGBT community, the fact that, is that from you? I'm sorry. The fact that this is floating around for children as young as 9th grade is concerning. A passage from Genderqueer. Fast forward, we've been dating for 2 months. We've made out. We've had sex. We've moved on to sexting at work. I got a new harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite perfectly. You are going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your...
Mr. Ingalls, I appreciate the
No way.
I'd like to continue reading.
No, we're not going to. Sir, I'm sorry.
I want to have your beliefs in my mouth. I want to give you the best life. And I want you inside.
Remove him from the chambers.
Why?
Our kids are reading this. Our kids are reading this.
If we can be quiet, I will answer your questions.
Why is it your school?
I understand
You allow
that
this
if
bill.
that book is in the classroom and the language that he just read is inappropriate for this forum.
Then why is it inappropriate?
Excuse me, I have the floor. I'm respectful to you when you speak. If you're respectful to me, it will take another recess. I understand the contradiction here. This is the first time I've heard of this and the board has heard of this. We will look into the matter, and I do hope that that book is removed. Okay? And if not, we'll be back here having this conversation again.
That's right.
But I can guarantee you, I did not know that book was in the library, and I doubt anybody else.
That's the problem is we
You
don't,
want to be removed from the room.
I don't. I just-
You do not speak out in the meetings. I
whatever.
just commended you guys. I understand this is emotional, but we're gonna follow the rules, or we're gonna take breaks and you're gonna lose precious time. Let's take our next.
So yeah, I mean, the point is made. How in the world do you have a book like that in the classroom, in schools, that apparently is appropriate enough for kids to read, but not appropriate enough to be read at a school board meeting full of adults, right? And again, I just find it hilarious, and I really think it really drove home the point how somebody from the LGBTQ community, right, decided, you know what, this is inappropriate, right? I'm a part of this community, right? I'm a part of this community that, a lot of people put these books out here for to say, hey, well, we're trying to promote inclusiveness. And we're going to talk about the author here in a little bit because the author is complaining about their books being banned. But they're saying, listen, I'm a part of this community. And even I know that this is going too far. And this is why I love this, because people are trying to say, oh, well, you're being anti-LGBTQ. And it's like, No, you're not. It has nothing to do with that whatsoever. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about the fact that this is explicit sexual lifestyle choices. It shows that regardless of our differences, we can all come together and agree on what should be reasonable and allowed in certain segments of our society, right? And two, this story is just absolutely hilarious. As Jacob Ingalls was ordered to stop reading from Genderqueer, a memoir, and when he didn't do it, the school board chair had him removed, okay? Because this book is apparently in classrooms, right? It's in, elementary school, middle school. Like, people are reading from this book, and apparently this book is so explicit that it could not be read at a school board meeting. But for some reason, it is in the classroom. Now, what I really love about this video is that this person, Mr. Ingalls, who's reading this book, is actually a part of the LGBTQ communities. So without further ado, I want you guys to actually watch what happened. Take a look.
You're out of bounds. It's unlawful what you're doing right now. There is something very concerning that I think just speaks to the whole disorder that's going on in this board. And I'm going to read a passage of a book that's floating around in your schools. It's been banned from many other schools. And as a member of the LGBT community, the fact that, is that from you? I'm sorry. The fact that this is floating around for children as young as 9th grade is concerning. A passage from Genderqueer. Fast forward, we've been dating for 2 months. We've made out. We've had sex. We've moved on to sexting at work. I got a new harness today. I can't wait to put it on you. It will fit my favorite perfectly. You are going to look so hot. I can't wait to have your...
Mr. Ingalls, I appreciate the,
No way.
No.
I'd like to continue reading.
No, we're not.
No, we need to hear this. Forget that.
I want to have your beliefs in my mouth.
You're out of order if you don't. Remove him from the chambers.
Why?
Our kids are reading this. Our kids are reading this.
If you're quiet, I will answer your questions.
Why
I understand
You allow
that
this,
if
Phil.
that book is in the classroom, and the language that he just read is inappropriate for this forum.
Then why is it inappropriate?
Excuse me, I have the floor. I'm respectful to you when you speak. If you're respectful to me, it will take another recess. I understand the contradiction here. This is the first time I've heard of this and the board has heard of this. We will look into the matter, and I do hope that that book is removed. Okay? And if not, we'll be back here having this conversation again.
That's right.
But I can guarantee you, I did not know that book was in the library, and I doubt anybody else.
That's the problem is we don't.
You want to be removed from the room.
I don't. I just.
Not speak out in the meetings. I just commended you guys. I understand this is emotional, but we're gonna follow the rules, or we're gonna take breaks and you're gonna lose precious time.
Let's take a look inside the Beard Club's advanced kit. A 6-item set that will help you care for your...
All right, come on.
So yeah, I mean, the point is made. How in the world do you have a book like that in the classroom, in schools, that apparently is appropriate enough for kids to read, but not appropriate enough to be read at a school board meeting full of adults, right? And again, I just find it hilarious, and I really think it really drove home the point how somebody from the LGBTQ community, right, decided, you know what, this is inappropriate, right? I'm a part of this community, right? I'm a part of this community that, a lot of people putting these books out here for to say, hey, well, we're trying to promote inclusiveness. And we're going to talk about the author here in a little bit because the author is complaining about their books being banned, but they're saying, listen, I'm a part of this community, and even I know that this is going too far. And this is why I love this, because people are trying to say, oh, well, you're being anti-LGBTQ. And it's like, no, you're not. It has nothing to do with that whatsoever. It has nothing to do with that. It's all about the fact that this is explicit sexual content in school, right? In school. That's what it's about. It's not about sexuality and all this. That's not what it's about. If this was a straight book, I would say, no. Kids should not have access to this. They should not be reading this. Again, I'm fair when it comes to that. And again, I love this because it shows that, even if I disagree with you on some things, we can come together and all agree as reasonable people that, okay, we shouldn't be putting this type of content in schools, right? And this is what has to happen in order to stop a lot of this stuff, right? It's the same thing when it comes to, men participating in women's sports, right? Or biological men participating in women's sports. Women are the ones that have to speak up and say, no, we don't like this, right? This is not something we're cool with. We don't want this, right? We want people to compete based off their biological sex, or if you happen to be a trans person, compete with other trans people. That is fair, right? That is fair, okay? So, in a situation like this, where the book is basically being framed as, well, this is a pro-LGBTQ book, you have to have somebody from the LGBTQ community come in and stand up and say, hey, no, this ain't appropriate, right? Like, I'm a part of this group, but I can already tell you this ain't how things should be done, right? And again, I'm just glad that there are reasonable people in the world that realize that this is not just fake right-wing outrage. These are legitimate concerns that these parents have. Now, the author of this book, Genderqueer, wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post in which the author was discussing the books being banned. Okay, the author saying, these books are being banned, but queer kids need queer books. And I'm like, well, how do you know a child is queer, right? Like, what are you saying? This is a child, this is a kid, right? A lot of these kids haven't even hit puberty. They shouldn't be thinking about anything having to do with sexuality. They shouldn't be thinking about that at all. That shouldn't even be something that's on their mind. So why they need to be exposed to this book? They can read any book they want when they turn 18, right? Well, the very least, I mean, let them go through puberty first, right? Let them go through puberty first. But again, when they're adults, they can read all the books they want. They can get exposed to all the ideas they want to get exposed to. Nobody's saying that the book should be banned from like Amazon, or that nobody should be able to read the book. No, I'm pretty sure it's probably a good book, right? It's probably a good read, right? But the book is explicit. It has explicit content in it. It's, again, if it was a book that was focused on, I don't know, straight sexuality, again, it would be the exact same thing. There's no bias here simply because it's an LGBTQ plus book. There's no bias here because of that, right? So, like I said, man, I found this to be fascinating, and interesting, and I love the point that was driven home here, and how the school board got triggered over the fact this person is reading this book. And it's a problem that the school board doesn't know that the book is in school, because the person here tried to defend this, saying, well, we didn't really know.
No, don't worry about it, because I got something better for your end. All right, we're going to go here, turn here, slide over this way, lean this way. And where we going to go first? Okay, you got to check the results, because we got to see what's going on. Oh, damn, this turned to shit. Huh. Okay, they said it was going to be tight. All right. The lieutenant governor is a woman. Hold on. Yeah, I guess she's not winning. I don't think she's winning. No. She actually is winning. The female, the lieutenant governor's winning. The governor's not winning. The lieutenant governor's a female, black female. We need both. Let's see. They are killing me. Jesus Christ. There we go. Boom. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, she won. Ha. Yep. So, African American woman, Winston says she won. Lieutenant Governor. Well, I mean, as far as I can see, I don't see no dispute. Even in leading, if you want to say, it's not over. But as far as I can see, let's see. I didn't even see the target jump. We got it. We got it this year. We got it this year. If we don't got it this year, then it's something funny that's going on. We're gonna see it. But we already seen he lost 2 whole points. Your man lost 2 whole. Look at that. He losing. He done lost 2 whole points. I'm like, come on, bruh. I don't need to wake up and then you at 48 and he had 50. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so used to that. Telling. Let me see. Yeah, okay. Strongholds, Fairfax, Alexandria, Heavy Blues, Loudon, Prince Williams. We got Royal Richmond, Stanford County, Fredericksburg. Frederick County. Arlington said. Yeah, E6. Okay, we got E. King County. Okay. Oh, wow. Overwhelmed because they want to do what they want to do. Of course. In Virginia Beach, you're going to be want to be more open and out and doing what the hell you want to do. You can't tell us what to do. I mean, come on. It's a beach. And you get more demo as soon as you get off. Richmond Handle. All right, so I get the gist. Yeah. I get the gist. So, I mean, that's what we're looking at right now for that. We may go back to that in a little bit. But you get that, and I'm always on top of that. A lot of people that got my skin color don't necessarily get into stuff like that and actually look at what's going on, and, you're just not involved. You're on the outside looking in, claiming that they part of the inside because they're romanticizing their life when they ain't most. All right, where is this at? See how this goes.
And make claims like this. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about a reaction to a video that I did and many others have done about illegal aliens and reparations. Now, before we get into her reaction video, let's back up a little bit here so I can give you a quick refresher so it's fresh in your mind when you're watching her video. Now, back in 2018, Donald Trump had a zero tolerance policy on the border between U.S. and Mexico. So if you went to the border, you probably were going to get sent back. You want to try to claim asylum? Do that in Mexico. Don't do that here in the States. If you come to the border, you get caught, and let's just say you are a quote-unquote mom, might be a coyote, but anyway, you are a mom with a son. You guys are separated. Why? Well, if you're committing a crime, that's usually what happens when you get detained. You're not going to be detained with your child. If you're a regular, normie U.S. citizen and you rob a bank, for example, you don't go to the penitentiary with your kids. Maybe they come see you on visiting day, put their hand on the glass, crying on the phone. Maybe they could do something like that. But you're not going to be in cell block E with your 2-year-old in the top bunk. You understand what I'm saying? But the DOJ or whatever, they're saying that that practice back in 2018 was inhumane, snatching kids from their parents. So now they're going to give out cash reparations to illegal aliens to the tune of $450,000 per person affected. So if it was a mom and a son and they both have some kind of PTSD or mental distress or some kind of, mental anguish from that 2018 policy, they're able to get $450 each. So you're talking about $900,000 for 2 people. And if you got a family of 4, you're talking about 1.8 million. And let's just say, for math's sake, there were 5,000 parents for each child, although probably more or less, but let's just say 10,000 people, for example, and round of 450 to 500. That's $5 billion payout to illegal aliens for crossing the border illegally, breaking our laws. That is not right. That is not okay, especially when a lot of black folks, 90-something%, voted for Joe Biden. And a lot of black folks are saying, hey, what about us? How about slavery reparations? Are we going to get that? I think not. Now, before I go any further into it, let's go ahead and check this out. I'll watch this with you live so we can get a reaction. I've seen some of this, but I've not seen all of it. So let's just see what's going on. And this person is Black Women Views. I don't know her actual name.
Here we go with the book. I'm already seeing people, chaos agents, trying to run with this misinformation, disinformation campaign.
Okay, I guess that's me, right? I guess I'm the agent of misinformation, agent of chaos. I guess that's me. But we're going to see if I am telling the truth or if she is. We'll see.
That President Biden is paying quote unquote reparations to immigrants impacted by Donald Trump's child separation policy. Now, I know the reason why they chose the word reparations is because they want to draw a juxtaposition between the fact that American descendants of slaves, of enslaved people, have not gotten reparations and try and make it seem like, look, Joe Biden is giving immigrants reparations before they give black people reparations. Where is our reparations at? Joe Biden ain't doing black people.
Okay, I like your black shit right there, lady. Is that how black folks sound? Yeah. Is that how we talk? That's good on you. It's pro-black, blackity black, all this and that and the third. But let's pause for a minute. The reason why I say reparations is because that's what it is. Okay, I just happen to have definition right here on Google. Just Google it yourself. Reparation, the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. And then the example they give right here is, quote, the courts require a convicted offender to make financial reparation to his victim. Okay. And then the synonyms here, amends, restitution, redress, compensation, recompense, repayment, atonement, indemnification, indemnity, damages, salatium. It's right there in definition. So I use that word because it makes sense to say that. That's exactly what it is. Okay, let's keep on going.
That's what they're trying to evoke and get people all ginned up about. Well, here are the facts. The fact is, for one, we don't even know if it's true. This is what the Wall Street Journal is reporting. That's being considered. Okay, it's not.
So you don't know if it's true, but it's being considered. So now you're just trying to downplay it to say that, oh, that's not really happening. This ain't really no big thing, et cetera, et cetera. Okay,
idea.
But I mean, it's out there. It's a real story. It's not some kind of fake news story. It's all over the place.
even a done deal. But what we know is that there were over 5,000 people who were impacted by Donald Trump's inhumane and cruel child separation policy. Now,
5,000 kids, not just people, but kids, because remember, it's the kids and their parents that could be affected negatively mentally. Get your facts right.
I know y'all at the arguing that it was okay to separate these families. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't.
I mean, why not? I mean, that's the way it is. Like I said in the beginning, if you as a regular citizen, lady, if you happen to rob a 7-Eleven or a quick trip, something like that, and you got about 18 kids and your bando in Atlanta, you're going to the hood school, but them kids are not going to go with you. So why should you be able to break into the country illegally and go to entertainment with your kids? That's not how that works at all. So yes, it is okay if it's cool for us and it's cool for them. Why would they get any different treatment than us?
Now, there are hundreds, over 900 lawsuits, claims that have been filed against the United States government, claiming a number of things. The average payout being requested from lawsuits is $3.4 million. So what the Biden-Harris administration is considering is setting up a system, a settlement system in which a family would be paid up to $1 million or $450,000 per.
Now let's pause right there. First, you were saying you don't know if it's true, et cetera, et cetera. It was reported. Now you're saying that they are considering. So which one is it? Maybe you're just arguing for argument's sake. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. But are there no court cases when it comes to reparations and slavery? There's no court cases. There's no legal challenges, nothing like that going on. There was no lawyers looking into it to see how it's going to get done. That wasn't going on. So because it's some court cases happening when it comes to the illegal aliens, then they can get it. But black folks got the same thing going on and we can't. Come on, let's stop playing.
Per person if only one person is involved. So do the math. 450, 3.4 million. Also do the math. How much does it take to litigate these cases? It's not free to defend the United States government against lawsuits. Okay? So this is an orderly and a timely and a more economical solution to the fact that hundreds, if not thousands of lawsuits are being filed against the United States or have been filed against the United States.
But here's the thing about that, though. Why should you pay a dime? I wouldn't pay nothing because what are you owed? Okay, you come into the country illegally, breaking laws, you get locked up, you don't go with your kids. There shouldn't be any kind of payout. They want to do this because they want to buy them. They want to bring them into the country illegally, give them a bunch of money and say, hey, remember that we gave you that. It was the Biden administration that gave you that. We did that for you. True. That's why the door's wide open right now at the border. Come on in, come one, come all. And when you are able to get to your sanctuary city and, you know, get all kind of welfare benefits or whatever, don't forget who did that for you and vote for us. And matter of fact, see these little areas right here that's kind of run down or whatever, a lot of black areas, white areas or whatever. Go ahead and just replace them. You know, go to their schools, go to the black schools and speak Spanish. You know, if they don't learn Spanish, so what? Oh, well, we'll replace them. That's what's happening right now. You should be ashamed of yourself, lady, for defending illegal aliens in the Biden administration right now.
Now, it may not, they've thrown out a number of up to $1 billion. It may not be that much, depending on how many people actually file a claim. That has to happen. So this isn't a matter of reparations. It's not a matter of, look at Joe Biden doing something for immigrants and he ain't doing nothing for black people. It's a matter of settling lawsuits against the U.S. government, period.
All right. So that was Black Women Views. So eloquent. Great language. No cussing or nothing.
Here's what $5 a month with Lemonade covers.
Oh boy. Okay, so there was a lot there. First of all, your man Joe Biden is not doing anything for really Americans, like natural born citizens, but definitely not for black folks. And it's weird because people like Black Women Views, they would go out here and say how racist Donald Trump was, all this, that, and the third. But Trump was the only hope for black folks to get any kind of money, really. And to be clear, just so you understand, I'm not for reparations for anybody, black folks, white folks, Puerto Rican, Canadian stripe, legal alien, I don't care who you are. Okay, you in America, that's as good as it's going to get. But if you are for reparations for black folks, Trump was saying, hey, we're going to steer $500 billion to your community. Black folks saying, oh, well, it's not enough, and it's not just for us, and it's for other people too. It's like, all right, well, look, check it out. The money was going to help you more than it was going to hurt you, $500 billion. But now, since you said that wasn't enough, since you said Trump was racist, orange man bad, now what's going to happen? Now that $500 billion is gone, and matter of fact, it's not gone. It just transferred it to illegal aliens, to their own pet projects, to their own pockets. They gave themselves a raise in Congress. That's where your money went. Okay, they're giving themselves the types of pork and whatnot in these bills. Bernie Sanders said like $6 trillion. Bernie Sanders is saying $6 trillion and $0 for you in the bill that he wanted. Do you understand how much $6 trillion is? Then it was like 3.5. Now it's like 1 point something. And none of those bills, the Democratic Party, who all for black folks, black artists and that, none of those bills had anything for you. They had plenty for LGBT. They had plenty for illegal aliens, hundreds of billions of dollars for illegal aliens, resettlement and stuff like that. They had all of that in there. But what about you as an American citizen? Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. So again, shout out to Black Women Views for that viewpoint. I'm not really sure if that was a reaction to my video or just from the news that had been out there, because people are talking. People are definitely talking. They're seeing this and they're like, wait a minute. You guys get that from 2018, but black folks can't get that from 1865. And again, I'm not in favor of reparations for anybody. I don't care who you are. You in America is good enough.
Welcome. Welcome to Fright Night, where you are guaranteed to die from laughing.
You remember a couple of weeks ago, we played the audio where he was doing this press conference for and with Nancy Pelosi. He finishes it, and then he asks, so I'm ready to take questions or whatever you want, Nancy. Remember that? That's right. Well, off mic, she asks if she's off. Listen to this. Somebody released this. Oh, really? We have this. So this is behind the scenes. This is true. Here's what Nancy actually said. Listen to this.
I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nancy. Whatever you want me to do.
Am I off? No, we don't want him to talk.
Welcome to Fright Night, where you are guaranteed to die from laughing.
You remember a couple of weeks ago, we played the audio where he was doing this press conference for and with Nancy Pelosi. He finishes it, and then he asks, so I'm ready to take questions or whatever you want, Nancy. Remember that? That's right. Well, off mic, she asks if she's off. Listen to this. Somebody released this. Oh, really? We have this. So this is behind the scenes. This is true. Here's what Nancy actually said. Listen to this.
I'm happy to take questions if that's what I'm supposed to do, Nancy. Whatever you want me to do.
Am I off? No, we don't want him to talk.
Yeah, man. That nonsense don't make no sense. This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Man, nasty Nancy. I have nothing on bag of bones, monkey paw hands, nasty Nancy. Me being a vampire and all, I feel
kill someone with that mush mouth. Way worse than my teeth. Blah, blah.
Biden didn't even speak today. He went to all three places, and he didn't speak. I wonder why.
No, we don't want him to talk.
What a shame.
I want to thank that fellow down under.
What a shame.
No, we don't want him to talk.
I want to thank that fellow down under.
To focus on people's urges, needs. To focus on people's urges, needs.
What a shame.
One computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make others plans.
No, we don't want him to talk.
Because the future of each of our nations, and indeed the world, depends on a free and open Indo-Pacific, enduring and flourishing in the decades ahead.
What a shame.
We all must defend the rights of LGBTQI individuals.
No, we don't want him to talk.
All right, Barack Obama, Kamala Harris. Look, not a joke. Donald Trump. Donald Trump? President Trump's Donald Trump's from Virginia.
What a shame.
My name is Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden's husband.
What in God's name is Joe Biden trying to say?
The whole expression, time is money. As one computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make other plans.
One computer
Let's go over what he just said there. Let's just not ignore that. Let's go over it.
I'm Joe Biden.
One computer said, if you're on the train and they say Portal Bridge, you know you better make other plans.
You better make other plans. That's it. I'm trying to tell you. What a breeze.
I'm about to die. Blah, blah, blah. Let's try to continue.
I'm Joe Biden.
I've got nothing. Okay, let's leave that to one side and see what else the president said this week.
Creepy, isn't it?
In fact, we're taking a page from Terry's book when he was governor and when he'd be governor next time. We're emerging from this pandemic. We want to expand pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds, millions of pre-K students.
See, now it is mumbo jumbo like that. Skinny little lizards like you. They want to last election. They give politicians a bad name. I've been alive for 1,000 years, and that man is older than me. Unbelievable. Let's continue.
This man needs a retirement home
Exactly.
and a warm bowl of soup.
He can always borrow my casket. Okay, he can borrow my grave. Okay, he needs it way more than me. Let's continue.
What a shame.
It only can get worse, not better.
No, we don't want him to talk.
Biden didn't even speak today. He went to all three places, and he didn't speak. I wonder why.
You know, when I talk to all your folks out in the playground, as I joke inside, everybody knows I like kids better than people. What? Fortunately, they like me. That's why maybe I like them.
No, we don't want him to talk.
What a shame.
By the way, parenthetically, when you build a charging station, it's like back in the day when my grandpa worked in the Railroad Oil Company back in the turn of the 1920 in that area. They went from state to state convincing people that they allowed them to put 20,000 gallons of gasoline under the ground. They didn't want them around. But guess what happened? Everything builds up around them.
No, we don't want him to talk.
To the US, where the leader of the free world had this important message to impart.
There you go, Tim. Thank you. Thank you, pal. AFL-CIO State President. And Jeff Isaacson, United Brethren of Carpenters.
Carpenters.
Now, wait a minute. I've been around for many centuries. I don't know which language he speaks. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden language.
Rainfield, get the casket ready. I'm trying not to die. Left.
And Don Finn, IBW, and Robert Reader.
I have to agree with Nasty.
You know, if I can digress for just a second,
No,
last night
we don't want him to talk.
No, we don't.
Television.
You're going to kill me from dying of laughing.
Telephone. You know. At any rate.
Even with the assistance of an auto cue, the man is utterly incoherent. But there's more. There's always more.
Also, we've got state leadership here, Lieutenant Governor Julius here, Stratton, and the Ohio, Pennsylvania from Pennsylvania.
See, now it is mumbo jumbo like that. Sure enough, lots of mumbo jumbo. Yes, mumbo jumbo. Not one bowl of mumbo jumbo, but we have three. And I don't have enough fingers for the mumbo jumbo. Let's continue.
The Illinois president of Don Harmon, State Senator Laura Murphy, State Rep Martin Moylan, and we got great labor leaders here too. Tim, where's Tim?
What a shame.
Don't worry, he eventually found Tim. Perhaps Tim can figure out what in God's name the president was trying to say.
No, we don't want him to talk.
81 million people voted for
Lies.
Oh dear me. And just before we go, let's end the evening with a word from the leader of the free world. I'll personally write a check to anybody who can decipher what Joe Biden is trying to convey here.
Yeah, what do you want to do with Biden? I want to box him. I should be supporting him. You know what I mean? But it's the kinds of things, or, stuff that's coming out of Florida, stuff that's coming out of, Robert E. Lee in Afghanistan. You're the one. Anyway,
what a shame.
Florida, Robert E. Lee. How is that man dressing himself, let alone leading the most powerful nation on earth?
No, we don't want him to talk.
It only can get worse, not better.
Very happy Fright night listening to Joe. No wonder I look at these Democrats and say, I won't dare sink my teeth into them. They're too nasty for them. Now, God bless you. May you enjoy the rest of your Halloween. Running from these Democrats. Greenfield, wrap it up. Let's go. Those Democrats scared me back into my casket.
God bless y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos. Also, don't forget to donate if you like Kevin's Corner. There are links in the...
Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Like, did I show y'all this?
Did y'all hear that?
I might have.
This is a tax cut. It changes the lives. There's no question the Delta variant is why today's job report isn't stronger. I know people were looking, and I was hoping for a higher number. But next week, I'll lay out the next steps that we're going to need to combat the Delta variant. States have the option to extend those benefits. So today, I'm calling on more employers to act. My message is require your employees to get vaccinated. With vaccinations, we're going to beat this pandemic finally. Without them, We face endless months of chaos in our hospitals, damage to our economy, and anxiety in our schools.
What contact tracing looks like.
In the new world order.
I agree that masks are a very powerful layer of protection, but it's one layer. And if we have so many other layers that are present, masking may be one that could go away. But I would say that, let's say a school where it is, or a particular class, everybody is vaccinated in that class. And also the level of community transmission is declining. I could imagine that situation being where we remove masks because we have all these other layers. Or if we have rapid testing, imagine if every child and teacher were tested every morning, and also they're vaccinated. You can imagine that situation, even if there's high levels of community spread, that maybe you can remove masks at that time. But we are nowhere near that yet, and I think what we really need to do is get the vaccines authorized for children as soon as that's possible, and also really ramp up testing, because that is a powerful tool that we're just not using across the country as we should be. And what we really need to do at this point is to make vaccination the easy choice. It needs to be hard for people to remain unvaccinated. Right now, it's kind of the opposite. It's fine. I mean, it's easy if you're unvaccinated. You can do everything you want to do anyway. But at some point, these mandates by workplaces, by schools, I think it will be important to say, hey, you can opt out, but if you want to opt out, you have to sign these forms. You have to get twice weekly testing. Basically, we need to make getting vaccinated the easy choice. That is what it's going to take for us to actually end the pandemic. I think we really need to make it clear that there are privileges associated with being an American, that if you wish to have these privileges, you need to get vaccinated. Travel and having the right to travel interstate, it's not a constitutional right as far as I know to board a plane. And so saying that if you want to stay unvaccinated, that's your choice. But if you want to travel, you better go get that vaccine.
This is something that is on the table that's being discussed. And as you quoted me correctly, I said that I'm not proposing it. But if the president decided, all other things considered in that decision, I would certainly support that. But you should know that these types of discussions are ongoing all the time, Chris. And it is still on the table. A decision hasn't been made. And when the president if the president makes a decision, I certainly would support that.
Is he now considering mandating vaccinations to fly domestically?
Of course.
We are always looking at more we can do to protect and save lives. Obviously, he made a significant and bold announcement yesterday, so I haven't anything to predict or preview for you, but we'll continue to look for ways to save more lives.
Also, Anthony Fauci has said that he would support the notion of requiring either vaccinations or a negative test for domestic air travel in the U.S. for passengers, not staff. If he supports that, he's the president's chief medical advisor. Why haven't you done that?
Well, I would say, right now, last week we announced some bold, ambitious steps that were supported across the board from our health and medical experts. Right now, our focus is on implementing those. Part of that was also doubling fines for people who were not wearing masks on planes, a step that we feel would help keep people safe on flights and reduce the spread. We haven't taken options off the table, but I don't have any updates to share with you at this point.
You don't follow. And you got COVID.
So I can see individual institutions mandating a vaccine. I don't see it on a national level, merely because of all the situations you have upon encroaching upon a person's freedom to make their own choice of their own health.
I do believe at the local level, Jake, there should be more mandates.
There are a number of people, for one reason or other, who just do not want to comply and get vaccinated. We've got to get them vaccinated. And hopefully they will do it willingly. If not, there will have to be things that will essentially put pressure on them, such as you're not going to work in this particular agency or institution. You're not going to be able to go to this college or this university unless, in fact, you get vaccinated. And I believe that once we start doing that, you will see more and more people willingly.
We lost so much in this devastating pandemic that continues to claim lives around the world and impact so much on our existence. Will we work together everywhere and take the necessary steps to prepare ourselves for the next pandemic, for there will be another one? Or will we fail to harness the tools at our disposal as the more virulent and dangerous variants take hold? Will we meet the threat of challenging climate, the challenging climate we're all feeling, already ravaging every part of our world? Or will we suffer the merciless march of ever-worsening droughts and floods, more intense fires and hurricanes, longer heat waves, and rising seas? Bombs and bullets cannot defend against COVID-19
Is that right?
or its future variants. This year has also brought widespread death and devastation from the borderless climate crisis. And the scientists and experts are telling us that we're fast approaching a point of no return in the literal sense. We must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements. I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated or show a negative test at least once a week. I don't think it should be mandatory. I wouldn't demand to be mandatory, but I would do everything in my power.
Wow.
Everything from our public health to our economy depends on this. We've made enormous progress against the virus through the summer, and now we put ourselves in a strong position to battle this Delta variant. That's why the actions I proposed on vaccines last week are so critical. From requiring federal workers to get vaccinated, requiring healthcare workers to be vaccinated, requiring employers with over 100 employees to institute vaccine and or test protocols, calling on for them to be able to know what their employees are doing before they walk through the door, calling for vaccine or test requirements to enter big venues, and a whole series of steps I propose to protect our kids in school. These policies are what the science tells us we need to do. They're going to save lives. They'll protect our economic recovery as well and allow the economy to continue to grow. It's not about freedom or personal choice. The two things that concern me, one are those who just try to make this a political issue. Freedom. I have the freedom to kill you with my COVID. No, I mean, come on. Freedom. It's about protecting yourself and those around you. Get vaccinated. We're going to protect vaccinated workers from unvaccinated coworkers. You've been patient, but our patience is wearing thin. And your refusal has cost all of us. We cannot let unvaccinated do this progress. Undo it. Turn it back.
Enemies. Cannot let you unvaccinated.
And God bless y'all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share my videos. Also, don't forget to donate if you like. Kevin's Corner. There are links in the bottom of this video. Check out True G's, my sponsor. If you like the products with Kevin's promo code, you'll get a 20% discount. And Williams, find me on Rumble. All right, God bless you all next time, Kevin's Corner.